Action.
Is this thing on?
Yeah, it is.
Hello? Can you hear me? Welcome back to another fun-filled episode of Sons of Screens. I am your head coach this week, Mr. Colonel Whiteside. And we've got our assistant head coach here beside me, Mr. Andrew Fay.
All day.
All day.
All day.
This evening,
I'm coach all day.
This evening we will be reviewing two of my more favorite movies, I guess we'll say. We've got the Remember the Titans and Glory Road, not to be confused with the Glory Hole. It is the Glory Road.
I'm glad you
One
said
of
that
them is
because
a
every time I say
basketball
Glory Road,
movie.
I accidentally say Glory Hole every time. I do. I don't mean to.
So Glory Road is a basketball movie, and if you haven't seen Remember the Titans yet, then
Where the fuck you been, man?
So how's your week been, Andrew?
Oh, another glorious week of, working at the hospital and doing housekeeping shit and supervising Mexicans that I can't communicate with because they don't speak English. And it's been pretty good, though. It hasn't been a headache this week, even though the hospital learned that I'm afraid of heights because we got one of those lifts so I can do some window washing.
Scissor lift?
Yep. Well, not even the scissor lift. There's one of those weird, big, long, robotic arm-looking motherfuckers. It wasn't a straight-up lift.
Okay, I gotcha.
It's a excavator or whatever they fucking call those things. I was about to get in and I said, nope. It's windy today and it's shaky and I ain't doing it.
That's funny. So it's one of those ones where you can still drive it, but it's like a base unit with a...
Yeah, it's like a spider base unit. Like the spider arms come down, they lock it in place, and then
with one of these things.
Yeah, there you go. There's a good example of it. Yeah. How I went about that. I was like, no. Like, I'm not afraid of heights. I'm just afraid of heights in unstable environments.
It's not what I'd call unstable, but if it's windy, yeah, I could see where that would be a little bit of a concern.
So I was like, no, thank you. So, of course, my boss was giving me shit. Well, I had somebody else go up there and do that, but I had to supervise down below, make sure all the old people don't fucking, walk underneath and all that stuff, set up the cones and all that. But it's been fine, though.
Good. Yeah, my week started off decent. We did some coat fittings for the wedding reception, and Pruitt came out on Monday. We got him fitted. And then as I was heading to pick up my son, I got rear-ended on Kellogg. So that made the week kind of shitty. Yeah. So took the truck in to get it appraised today, and it's going to be about $4,000 to get it fixed. But I don't have to pay for it.
Why? Why am I just learning this?
I specifically told the producer not to mention it backstage because I wanted to spring it to you on live.
Make sure you got a lot of damage on your truck.
The bumper got... So what happened is I was driving on Kellogg and the car, it was just after West Street, so I guess doesn't really matter, but I was coming up over an overpass and all the cars in front of me just slammed on their brakes, came to a complete stop in the middle of Kellogg. I was able to get stopped. Well, I was able to get stopped maybe a foot from the car in front of me. Mm-hmm. But I had to come to a complete stop. And the lady behind me apparently was able to get stopped as close, if not closer. And then the guy behind her did not get stopped and hit her and then pushed her into me. And yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So she was trying to avoid me by getting into the shoulder. Didn't do it. So the passenger bumper on the back is fucked. And then the outside panel on the passenger side of the bed is fucked. So,
well, that's just a fucking prime example of why I trust Colonel behind the wheel more than anybody that I fucking know, because he was able to come to a complete stop. So the fucktards behind him decided to not be able to come to a fucking stop.
Right. Well,
were you raging? I know you have rage.
Oh yeah. Well, but
On the-
so at the end of the day, the guy, not the car right behind me, but the car behind them that hit them into me, is who the cop said was going to be at fault. And in all honesty, it was the people in front of us that slammed on their brakes and came to a complete stop that should have been at fault. But Kansas,
All right. Kansas. Damn, dude, that sucks. I'm sorry.
yeah.
Would
So
you two stop getting into wrecks, you and
right.
Miss Producer Wife? God damn it.
Well, hers was in October, so I mean it's been a little bit.
It's within a year.
Yeah.
It's within 6 months. October, November, December, January, February, March, April. Oh, so it's around six months.
But neither one of them were our fault either.
Right. And never it is.
So we could talk about this for a long time, but why don't we go into our random beer segment at this point? We will crash our way into that.
Okay.
So, do you want to go first or me too?
You go first.
Okay. So, I went to the liquor store today and got a new beer because I was running low on beer for anyway. So I went ahead and took a gander over at the singles area. The only time I get to go look in the singles area now, because I'm
Just
married.
real quick to jump in. We never have to say that we're from Kansas because when you say words like gander, they know where we're from.
So in honor of this beer I was able to easily tie it to Glory Road because it is the Alley Oop Dunkel.
Dunkel. I love
by
that word.
Free State.
Dunkel.
But it's an alley oop, and you remember how the coach in Glory Road kept saying, "We're going to play basic fundamental basketball," and every time that guy would go dunk, he'd get onto him. So I went with the alley oop Dunkel.
Nice.
It is a Free State brewery, so that is, I believe, Free State's in Lawrence.
Okay.
Kansas. Sorry for those that aren't in Kansas. It's a Kansas beer. Yep, it is Lawrence. Let's see. I don't see
Very hot country.
There's a percentage on here somewhere, probably, but I'm not seeing it. Which could be good or bad.
Okay.
So I'll let, if I find the percentage, I will announce it here in a minute. But go ahead and give me your beer.
Okay. Well, I have 4 beers left when we're in a beer, so me finding a beer to like kind of relate to what we're talking about is very stretch, like a Stretch Armstrong thin stretch.
Ooh.
But I always find a way. I always find a fucking way to relate it. This one, I'll let everybody decide how I'm relating it to this, which is a fucking Rogue Double Chocolate.
You're gonna let people decide.
Yeah, because I've always wanted to try some chocolate myself. Hey, ladies, I'm single, and I'm ready to mingle. I'm ready to try some chocolate.
Got some chocolate fever, huh?
Yeah. Chocolate. Yeah, chocolate across the board. Beer, people. I'm down. But it's a double chocolate, so this is like.
See what's
don't touch my baby chocolate, Yeah.
God. Okay. All right. That's.
Pre-warning, this is, there obviously a race is going to be a topic in this thing. We're going to crack jokes. You can't take the jokes. Go fuck yourself. Go find something else to watch.
If you're not able to take a joke as a joke, you're probably not going to want to stick around for this episode. I'm just going to throw that out.
Yeah. Go watch our Fern Goalie episode. But but yeah, it's a double chocolate. Because I've had chocolate beers before, but I don't know how this one's gonna be because this is it's heavy. Oh, and it's 11.5%, so it's gonna kick me in my chocolate dick. Pretty sure.
It's no 14%, but I'll give it to you.
I know. Oh, is that gonna be your thing every week now? Is that well, that's no 14%er.
No, when you said it was when you said it was a double chocolate stout, I wasn't. I mean, it very easily could have been a high percentage.
Right.
But I am not finding. I'm going to see if I can look up the percentage on this one because I don't see it on the bottle anywhere. I thought that was a law that you had to post it unless it's 3.2%, unless or 3.2 or 6.0, whatever the percentage is. That's the standard.
All right. Well, while you do that, I'm going to pause and pee real quick while you search that shit. Okay. Chocolate. Okay.
Chocolat.
Chocolat. Have you seen that movie? Chocolat.
I saw it right when it came out, and I was not all. I don't remember much about it. I don't remember liking the movie. But I do like.
I asked that because I've never seen it, so it sounded like I've seen it before, but no, I have never seen it. I only know the movie because it's the movie "I Love You, Man" with Jason Segel and Paul Rudd. Yeah, they referred to it. That's how we know that movie exists.
Yep. So, do you want to maybe try a first reaction video to a trailer while we're doing our beers, or?
Yeah,
I know we kind of tried it last week and it didn't quite work out. Maybe we can try it again. We'll see what happens.
Try it again, because you guys watched Megan 1.0. So now let's check out Megan 2.0 trailer, which I hear is completely fucking different from the first movie. So
really,
yeah. So we'll see how this fucking goes.
Let's see how it goes.
So we're going this way. Here we go. Megan 2.0. This trailer's been a couple weeks, but this is our first reaction to this bitch. Mm-hmm. AKA bitch, because Megan's a bitch. No, I don't know. Maybe
I kind of like Megan.
What I'm curious about is if it's going to be a brand new like Megan, like a brand, or is it going to be the same?
Is it going to be like a a continuation? Because like they were trying to mass produce her. And Megan could have been yours for the little price of $10,000.
yeah, tiny little price. That's chump change, you know.
Everybody should have this doll,
right? Make sure I got okay. The volume's set where I want it. All right, we ready?
I am.
Internet's working good. All right.
I'll admit, there were some bugs in my programming. It's hardly fair to blame me for that.
I love Boyz II Men.
Hell yeah.
But one thing hasn't changed.
All right, so far we're just getting clips from the first movie.
Right, from Megan 1.
What the hell is this? You put me in this plastic Teletubby?
Prove you can be trusted, maybe we'll give you an upgrade.
So it is the Megan from the first one. She's just in a fucking Teletubby bot.
We have a problem.
Upgrade?
An autonomous android named Amelia. She was built using your design for Megan.
Oh, so there's a new
We've got Amelia now.
We deleted it.
Apparently you didn't. Nothing in our arsenal can stop her. She's gone rogue. Killing anyone who contributed to her creation.
She's kind of hot.
Well, I was trying to see. She looks familiar.
I know how to stop Amelia.
She looks like Elizabeth Olsen.
She's getting more powerful.
Kinda.
She'll be the most dangerous.
Maybe that's why I'm thinking she's familiar.
Put me in
It's
a
obviously
and I'll
not
help you stop her.
Elizabeth Olsen.
Remember what happened?
I love how they put
last
Megan in
time.
this
You
weird
threatened
little
me out my
tabletop
tongue
robot.
and put me in a
Right.
wheelchair.
I was upset.
I was upset. That's why.
Everyone deserves a second chance.
It's not Megan's
You would
good.
like us to rebuild a deranged robot in order to catch another one.
Would you prefer I gave you a printout that you can read at your own pace?
Okay, Megan.
Okay.
Time to give you an upgrade. Anything you'd like to add?
I want to be stronger.
Rude.
Now we're doing Britney Spears.
Hey, so remember the time I strangled you and set the lab on fire? I want you to know that won't happen again.
She's not gonna set him on fire. So he lived
While
from
you're
the
at
first
it,
one.
Make me taller.
Make me taller.
All right,
Probably because she got older.
Let's get to work.
Oh yeah, because the actress that originally played her, I wonder if that's her.
I was
since she got
programmed to
older, she's
protect
taller
you.
now.
The only question is, are you going to stand in my way?
Okay, yeah, this is not a horror film. This is a fucking action.
I don't care if she
This
kills
bitch.
more people. She is a smoking hot warrior princess.
Versus the-
I'll make you a deal. You can kill Gemma. But don't touch Katie.
Megan.
I don't know.
They're going in a completely different direction.
Yeah, that was not what I was
Completely
expecting at
different
all.
Wow.
They definitely didn't follow the Chucky outline.
Okay. Well, my first question is, since they made her taller, I'm wondering if they're using the same actress that was in the.
I think so.
She's just older
I think-
now. The Amy McDonald or whatever her name was that we saw at Texas
Mhm.
Frightmare. Yeah. Hopefully that's the case. So, I mean, that's a clever way to do it because they needed to upgrade her to fight this.
Right. Make me taller.
Yeah. Which is awesome. Yeah. She needs to be the Robert Englund of Megan, but then all of a sudden, 10 years later, now she's like a fat overweight. Although I'm definitely interested to watch that movie for sure.
I will watch it because
The second
Emma
I saw her
Cool.
flying through the cave, like the fucking canyon and stuff, I'm like,
I was
okay,
like, it's
yeah, that's
Neo.
not a horror film. Yeah, it's definitely going to comedic route too, with her being in a fucking weird, what she would call the
Right.
Teletubby.
Right. I mean, it looks intriguing. It doesn't look like it's going to be as good as the first one, but
It's definitely leaving the horror genre though. It's not
Mhm.
in the horror genre anymore.
it's trying to get to some mainstream stuff to get some box office.
Fair enough. I respect the hustle, but. And then that new robot, yeah, she was pretty hot. She was pretty hot. The one that
I want to know who that girl is because she looks really familiar. The
Yeah.
robot.
I was getting an Olsen vibe. That's why I said Elizabeth. I was getting an Olsen vibe.
Yeah.
But
Let's see if
the
I can find
Olsens, all three of those Olsen sisters, all look like robots anyway, so it works.
it. Uh-oh.
I love how they were doing Britney Spears. What was the
Right.
song that they did
Oh,
at the
that's
beginning
not
of the
the
trailer?
right one.
Oh, they went from Boys to Men to Britney Spears. They're plucking my my generation's heartstrings there. How's your beer going down?
It's going pretty good. It's actually a decent beer. So I did find the percentage. It is about 5.6% ish.
That's around where mine was last week, but it still tasted like battery acid. So
It's pretty good flavor. I mean, it's just a lager, so like it's pretty basic. I mean,
it's like your garage beer. No,
Yeah.
sale intended there on the fucking Kelsey's, but
no, you can promote the Kelsey beer. I mean, I liked the Kelsey beer.
I'll promote Jason Kelsey, not Travis.
I mean, like I said with the garage beer, it doesn't taste bad. It tastes fine, but it's about 20% more expensive than its competitors, and it's not going to sell much of
It's
that.
fucking good though. It is fucking good though. I really like it.
I was very intrigued by it tasting like Bud Light and Coors Light at the same time.
Right? And that's a good combination. We want that. Because that's always the great debate. Fuck Miller, but Bud Light Coors Light's always the feud on people
Yeah.
when they're drinking.
Miller
beer.
keeps talking about all these awards they've won. Well, that's fine. You keep going and winning your awards. I'm not going to drink it.
They win the fucking Down syndrome awards. I don't fucking nobody gives a shit about that.
We got an award.
That last laugh, that wasn't intentional. That just came out. So maybe I'm a Miller fan too. I don't know.
Maybe it's the Rogue. It was a Rogue laugh.
So I can definitely taste the alcohol in this, but this is actually, I was expecting this beer to be a lot worse than it fucking is.
Nice.
A double chocolate, 11.5% fucking double stout. Like I was expecting to spit it at my fucking camera. Like I was just like, I
You
was
were
expecting a
expecting a
Mill
reaction
Dad's
from
reaction. Yeah. Mhm. But that's not bad. I actually wish it was a little more chocolatey than it is. Like a little heavier on the chocolate. That would elevate it. But it's
I thought the double
It's a
chocolate
nice
would be a little
sipper.
more chocolatey.
mm,
That Rogue is full of shit, man.
Yeah, they are full of shit. Let's find a triple chocolate beer and I'll be down. Let's see. It's Yingling that did the Hershey line. They
Yes.
did a Hershey line,
And it was awful.
That shit was delicious. No,
See, I
was
hated it.
fucking delicious. I loved it. I wanted to rub my nuts on it. It was so good.
And it's because they're like right next to Hershey, Pennsylvania is the reason they were able to get that. Well, I don't
So
remember
little
exactly where
loophole.
you use that, but they're pretty close
Well,
to
I'm
Hershey.
sure they lived around the same area. They're like, hey, let's combine and save good money without a big old sponsorship type of situation. As I fade into the black while I talk, because I run out of breath and I just keep talking. Okay.
All right. I'll go ahead and give my review on the Alley-Oop Dunkel.
Dunkel is such a great word. I love that word. Sorry.
I mean, it's not bad. It's not good. It's pretty basic. Like it just it has a little bit more flavor than your standard domestic beers, but it is nothing crazy, nothing to write home about. So we are going to give it a 2.5.
As I say, you're going to be right in the middle. I got to tell
Yep.
where you're going now. I actually finished my pounder already. Like that's pretty quick. While I'm listening to Britney Spears in my head, because "Oops, I Did It Again" is stuck in my fucking head right now. I'm not that innocent. Oh. Oops, I did it again.
Oops.
So drinking chocolate beer and I'm listening to Britney Spears in my head. I'm in for a hell of a Friday night. You know. But I did finish my double chocolate stout, and ladies, I do love chocolate. You know, holler at your boy when you see me out and about. You know, just because I'm pasty doesn't mean I'm not tasty.
He does like that Hershey syrup.
Yeah, dude, or even the generic syrup. I don't mind.
He likes the caramel syrup.
Whoa!
All right, well,
I like some caramel too.
Before we get into Glory Road, which is the first movie that we will be reviewing.
I haven't rated my beer yet, you dick fuck.
Well, that's what I was going to say. You didn't let me finish. Before we get into Glory Road, we're going to let you rate your beer.
My
bad.
That's not what your episode. I need to let you lead. You got to take the lead.
Don't worry, that's not what I was going
to say. Oh, you're just trying to... Yeah, okay, I see what you did. You son of a bitch.
Yep, you're charged.
Anyways, my double chocolate sweet hot mama chocolate fucking beer. It's actually pretty fucking good. If it was a little more tasty, it would have got a 5, but this gets a 4. It's pretty good.
Okay, that's
I was expecting to give it a dumpster fire. Went the other direction. Gave me a fucking 4.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well,
Miss Davis with Down syndrome.
Miss Davis.
That part's getting cut.
All right. Well, before we go into the reviews of the movies themselves, why don't we pull the slate up, take a look at that, and then when you're done showing the slate off, let's go ahead and slap that slate and take a break.
Absolutely, sir, because as delicious as chocolate beer was, I really know fucking smokes. But here is my slate this week. I think it's a pretty solid slate this week. You know, sometimes your creative juices flow, sometimes they don't. But we'll go ahead and blow me up so the beautiful people can see my beautiful face here. All right. So scene 14 is episode 14. That's always going to be a thing. That's just always going to tell us what our count is. Take is just a first place trophy because these are both sports, you know. And then roll, it was just I just wanted to show off my artistic ability. That's a basketball, and that's obviously a basketball hoop.
Oh, I thought it was like a bowl of poison. I'm kidding. It's good.
I love you more times than I hate you, but sometimes I hate you, sir.
You're only going to see it as a bowl of poison now, aren't you?
Yeah. The date is 3/19/1966 because that's when Western Texas fucking won their national title, aka UTEP.
Yep, they did change their name to UTEP.
Yeah. The sound is Omaha.
Sit.
The production company.
Hold on. Explain a little bit more on the Omaha. Is that just because it's football? Like, is from Remember the Titans? Just and that's
Sports
just
related. Yeah. It's sports related. And I was just like, what's the sound? I was like, oh, well, Colonel will recognize Omaha.
Well, right. I absolutely recognize Omaha, but like it didn't really. Omaha doesn't really play into either of the movies, so I was just making sure that I was clarifying that. So for the people that don't know,
Well, one of
Omaha
the movies
what,
is football.
right. So Omaha is what Peyton Manning would always say in his cadence when he was hiking the ball.
Oh, yeah. I forget that we really have like sports illiterate people that might be watching. So my bad. But
And for those of you that don't know who
production-
Peyton Manning is, he was a
Oh my god, okay. No, everybody knows who Peyton fucking Manning is. We didn't need to explain this. If we have to explain that, they need to go watch fucking lullaby bullshit on YouTube. Go somewhere else, you fucking dumb shit. Like,
or just
everybody knows who
subscribe
Peyton Manning
and learn more.
Well, yeah, subscribe first, and then go over to Teletubby Land or whatever the fuck. Production company. Okay, as we said at the beginning of the show, we're gonna have some jokes. So don't
This
take
is a
offense.
joke. This is a
Yeah.
joke.
Production company is racism is gay. Productions. Shout out to our 90s people.
To our what people?
Oh, our 90s people, because when everything was gay, but it wasn't really gay, that was just like calling your friend stupid. Like, that's fucking gay.
You wanna
AKA,
know how I
that's
know you're
fucking
gay?
stupid. Yeah. Have you ever watched the deleted scenes? It's fucking fantastic. In 40-year-old person. Anyway, the director is Denzel These Nuts. Denzel can lick. Yeah, because Denzel can lick these nuts because I fucking hate him. And then cameraman is a shout out to my boy Colonel. It's know what I'm saying?
I know that guy.
Yeah, know what I'm saying?
That's awesome. Well, hey, don't go ahead and slap it because we're gonna go ahead and.
Well, I want to show both of our faces. Oh, yeah, exit out. And
before you do that, we're gonna take a break for station identification.
Yes, know what I'm saying?
No. All right. So
All right.
now that we're
We did.
now that we've
Okay, I did give our beer rating. Okay, yeah. Never mind. Sorry.
yeah, I've got it written down.
Mildly
Okay.
retarded. It's fine.
It's okay. So
Yeah, but get a bobblehead there. I like the bobblehead. That's good.
so I decided to do our movies in chronological order on our review this week.
Okay.
So we're going to start with the earliest movie in the time period, the earliest time period movie, which is Glory Road. And then so Glory Road is based in 1966, while Remember the Titans, I believe, was 1971.
But still that weird old racial divide for some reason.
Well, yeah, I mean, the Remember the Titans was during the integration time frame, and
Were both
Lord-
time frames the different colored like water fountains?
oh yes, I think integration.
If I'd have been alive during that time, I would have drank only out of the fucking colored water fountains because fuck white people. they're fucking awful in both these movies.
Oh yeah,
Both movies, I'm white as fuck, but both these movies, like, white people can go fuck themselves. Like, I mean,
What's-
are you kidding me?
So I guess before we get into the reviews, what's crazy is people were like this 50 years ago. It's ridiculous. Like, if you think about it, like
Fucking long ago.
right, like it was not that long ago in history. Like, people were just
when I saw them entering the 70s and then we were still doing this whole coloreds over here, whites over here, I'm like, God damn, that wasn't that long ago. My
Yeah.
mom was a fucking teenager during that shit.
Well,
I'm
my,
like,
my
God
dad
damn.
my dad graduated in 77, so like
Oh.
some of this stuff is just it's crazy to think that our parents lived through some of this stuff.
Ugh. Nah, never mind. I'm not gonna say anything bad about my mom, but goddamn, she's a little retarded herself.
So let's go ahead and get into the Glory Road movie.
Yes, the glory hole.
The Glory Holy Road.
Glory
So we're
holy.
going to
That's a tongue twister. Glory holy road. Okay, never mind. Sorry.
so Glory Hole. I mean, now you got me saying it. So Glory Road was released in 2006. It is a Walt Disney production. It had, I thought it had the
And Ashley
award
Banks.
winnings. So it had Ashley Banks. All right, I'm
Yeah,
going to go ahead and
dude.
read the synopsis and then we'll get into it.
Okay.
So, in 1966, Texas Western coach Don Haskins led the first all-black starting lineup for a college basketball team to the NCAA National Championship.
I'll never get over your white voice because it's such an extreme white voice. I just
So,
love it.
This was directed by James Gartner, not Garner, James Gartner,
Mhm,
starring
mhm.
Josh Lucas as Don Haskins. You got John Voight as Adolph Rupp. I made my wife look it up because she didn't believe that was Adolph Rupp, or didn't believe that was John Voight.
Mhm. Yeah, and I
And
saw
there's
that
quite a-
Kentucky's pissed off at that. The Kentucky was pissed off at this movie because they made Kentucky look
They
like a
had to-
fucking racist fucking college.
Well, and you saw that they put that little tidbit at the end saying that Adolph Rupp recruited the first black scholarship player to Kentucky.
Mhm. Yeah, that was supposed to. Yeah, but then
Right.
Kentucky ignored that and said, "No, this movie is bullshit," and they actually sued Disney over that.
Yeah, they did not paint Kentucky in a positive light for sure.
They protected.
let's be honest,
they painted
they
Kansas
probably-
in the right light because Kansas sucked. So
Yeah, I'm always happy to see Kansas go out in the first round of any tournament.
Mhm. Yeah, I knew that was a scene that you loved.
mean-
When Kansas lost.
It was a controversial thing, and they don't have the same kind of video that they do now. So there's no way of ever knowing if he truly stepped out.
There
but-
was double controversy though because there was step out and then there was before they even went into overtime with their controversy shit.
right.
Right.
But you have a Deschanel family member in this movie.
Yeah, the lesser of the Deschanels.
Mm-hmm.
Just gonna say, I love me some Emily Deschanel. She's a beautiful woman, but she's no
She's
Zoe.
good in bones, but she is no Zoe.
She is no Zoe. She is no Zoe. That tasty
Mm-hmm.
big eyed treat.
Yeah, there was
Sorry.
quite a few people in this movie that have been in quite a few other movies. They just weren't. They never really got big.
I was gonna say there wasn't enough though. There wasn't
And
like
this
when I was
movie
watching
was
this.
directed-
I know my thing is like, usually when I watch new movies new to me, because I'm pretty sure this is the first time watch for me. If I've watched it before, I did not remember it, but usually movies like these, like before they're famous and stuff like that, I can pinpoint them. I know Josh Lucas. I've seen him in many movies,
Right.
and stuff like that. But when it comes to the athletes and people in there, the only other one that I really know is fucking Ashley. So
Yeah, Ashley Banks. I had forgotten was in this movie until I rewatched it. So I actually rewatched this the morning before I went to the March Madness in Wichita because I was getting in that March Madness zone.
right.
But yeah, I'd forgotten she was in it, and it's always a pleasant surprise when you get to see Ashley Banks.
Has she done other movies? And that, like, I don't remember ever seeing her in movies. And then I watched this, I was like, oh, that's fucking Tatiana Ali is her fucking actual name.
Right. And she's not on the top cast, so I'm not gonna go look for her. But yeah, so she's done other movies. Just she did Fresh Prince and just kind of didn't do much else.
Did this
So-
after Fresh Prince?
This was a first time watch for you. So, what did you think about the recruiting process that I'm going to say portrayed, because as we found out last week with Weird, even though it was based on a true story, how much of it was actual events?
Mhm.
I mean, I feel like this movie kept it a little closer to the true events, but
It kept it close
The-
to your events, but it also just follows the same formula. Like we talked about last week, it's to where we're talking about a certain movie right now that has been done over and over. We have the same formula that we've seen over and over, and the only way to stand out is if you do something different with the formula.
right. But I mean, the problem with these type of movies, you kind of have a set script at a high level already that you have to follow, because
Mhm.
if you're going to make it about the Texas Western national champion team, you can't provide wrong scores. You can't provide wrong player names. Like you have to, you have an initial set of rules that you have to follow to make this movie.
Right. So what do you want to know?
Well, I was asking how did you feel about the recruiting process that Josh Lucas went through at the beginning of the movie? Whenever they were basically telling him there's no money, you're gonna, and well,
Right. And well, he's trying to recruit like the big men, like
Right.
you know, he's trying
He
to
had-
recruit. He's like,
he
no, I'm not
basically
gonna
had
play
two
for Western
scholarships.
Texas because that's a fucking no name.
I'm partial to winning. That's what that one kid said.
I love that how the SEC was a heavy conversation in this movie,
Mhm.
even though Texas Western wasn't even a part of the SEC, but
Right.
SEC was somebody that introduced black players. I think something like that.
I don't recall.
Either way, but it was a time to where it was absurd to have your starting five being black.
Well, and to be so with this, so what this movie portrays is that they didn't have the starting five always as black players. They had 3 starting black players in the first game, and whenever they went out, it got announced and went out, everybody was clapping for the first team they played, the entire team, and then the first 2 people that got announced for Texas Western were the white kids, and then the first black kid that got announced, crickets. And it was crickets until all 3 of them had been announced. And it was like, dang, talk about a rough crowd.
Like watching these kind of movies and thinking of the mentality that like maybe I would have had back then and stuff like that. Like it's just absurd to me. Like, and I love a story like this where like, no, we're gonna start our best players.
Correct.
I don't care what color they are.
Well, and it was awesome that he went out.
I feel like I would have been.
He went out and found that, because even once the AD figured out that he was putting 7 black kids on scholarship, he was like, I don't know if I can convince the donors or sponsors or whatever that this is the right thing to do. And it's like, well, I'm just finding the best players I can with the resources that you've given me. And finding the players that he found was amazing. Like he found players that just wouldn't have been given a shot. And
All right.
one of the best examples of that is Booby Miles, which that's not his name in this movie.
Right. Yeah. That's Friday Night Lights, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like he would get
This-
put into the game, and he'd go out there and dominate, and then he didn't really get any chance, and he was going to quit basketball because he was tired of just putting all of his effort in and getting nothing for it.
All right. The feeling with this this coach though, he was just kind of a dick no matter what color you were. I wasn't really a fan of of this coach.
Well,
He was a hard ass.
He was, but so the opening scene when he's sitting there, you're playing like girls, and like going through all that, and he's actually
Yeah,
coaching
being
a high
in the
school girls
girls'
team.
school, yeah. That was a cool opening. I was like, this son of a bitch, and then I realized that he was coaching a girls' basketball team. That was a good opening.
It
What
was.
what flabbergasted me with this movie and both movies is that both these movies are PG, but
Mhm.
man, they dropped the hard in word.
Mhm.
on
They dropped
both
that
of
quite a
these
bit, yeah.
movies.
Well, and
I'm
so
like, how did they get away with that? I'm like, wow.
one of the scenes that I thought was interesting and I think was informative. I assume they'd researched it before they put it in there, but whenever the they're going out to party the second time, and I can't remember his character's name, but he's like, "Y'all going to church?" And then everybody goes out and parties together, and he's like, he was trying to find out what he was supposed to call the other players on the team that were not the same
Right.
color as him, and they're like, "Can I preach to this boy? We ain't a TV."
All right.
Like, I feel like they they met head on some of the stereotypical things that people have.
Well, that's the thing with this movie is because this is a common formula with this movie. There's a lot of common things with this formula. So
Mhm.
did this movie do anything to stand out? Which I'll answer after I go pee. I have to pause.
Oh, okay.
I'm pinching my wiener right now.
Nope, that's fine.
Demented forever. Jamie, Brian, Batman.
That's why Farmer jumped in.
And tonight, one of us, one of us.
You know what? I'm gonna leave that I'm
Leave
gonna
it
leave
in.
that fucking in. I'm gonna
Leave
leave
it in.
it
Hey.
in.
Check out our buddies, the Demented Forever podcast.
Or don't. Those fucking assholes.
Go check them out.
Come stick with us. No,
Stay with us and go check them out.
Yeah, Mr. Power Positivity here. But
That was great.
like,
job, Farmer.
damn, he just had that. Yeah, great job. But there's a common theme with these movies. God damn it! And see, that fucked my thought process up. Like, goddamn.
Yeah, there's a common theme with with this kind of movie, and I just got done talking about some of the meeting head on some of the stereotypical things.
Okay, well, one thing I'd say, because like talking to both these movies, what makes some movies, because both these movies are literally pretty much the same fucking storyline. They're pretty much the same plot line. Both an underdog sports story and a racial get back together story.
I mean, yes, they're both about two teams that have to overcome all odds and end up winning their Super Bowl, we'll call it.
Right. Well, my issue with Glory Road is I don't think they really I don't know if they understood which direction they're going. Were they going underdog sports story? Were they going diversity story? Like, it was pretty much trained by numbers with Glory Road. It was it was a formula that is a common formula, but it's a good formula if it works. And with this movie, they didn't really stand out above the crowd. I just accidentally quoted a Goofy movie. But
Well, I think they were trying to keep more in line with what happened with this team, because even at the end of the movie, they go in and tell you what all these guys did, and all these guys really made a pretty good life for themselves.
I say,
following
minus even the racial shit, like it's a good story with the Western Texas Western winning the national title against Division I fucking teams. which
Well, they were a Division I team too, or they wouldn't have been in the NCAA tournament.
well, I didn't know because that was a long time ago. The rules were different back before we were even a thought in our daddy's nutsacks.
There may not have even been divisions at the time. I don't know, because this was.
I was
back
going to say,
this was
we're
before the
thinking
three-point
modern
shot.
day time.
This was before the 3-point shot. If you noticed that.
I know, and that drove me fucking crazy. Every shot is a 2-point shot. I love me some basketball, and I'm watching a basketball game with no 3-pointer. I'm like, oh.
So that begs the question. You've seen this, I think it's the off-season basketball. I think it was the 3-on-3 or something where they've put that 4-point circle out there.
Yeah.
Do you like or dislike that?
I like it because it gives me something to, it gives me basketball to watch in the summer. The Ice Cube League, the Big Three is what he calls it. Yeah.
Okay, but do you like the 4-point shot or do you dislike the 4-point shot?
I like the 4-point shot.
Okay, because you were
But I
just
only want the
talking about-
4-point shot to be used when your team is down and you need to fucking do that.
Well, and the reason I asked that question is because you were appalled that there was a 2-point, only everything was a 2-point shot. There was no threes.
Mhm.
Well, now that there's a possibility of a 4-point shot, I was curious if you liked the change that they did there to give that extra possibility.
As long as it's used correctly. As long as that people are just like, hey, pass me the ball, I'm in the 4-point circle.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what the score, like
They
no,
just stand
no,
there.
don't do that. Yeah, just because I just watched an NBA game the other day to where they were down 2 and dude pulled up for a 3, even though he could have done an easy layup to do a 2
Mhm.
and tie the game. He wanted to be a hero, so he just pulled up with nobody in front of him and shot the fucking 3. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You fucking dumb shit.
Did he make it or miss it?
He missed it,
Okay, I was going to say.
and they
just-
lost, and they lost. So.
Well.
It's the Chicago Bulls, by the way. Thank you, Michael Jordan, you dumb fuck.
Hey! We don't talk bad about the king. Yes, Jordan is the king. Fuck you, LeBron.
Amen,
if you
brother. LeBron's number 3 when it comes to all-time GOATs.
You got Jordan, Kobe, and then maybe LeBron. I don't know.
And maybe LeBron.
See. I'd
Maybe.
still put Kareem.
I'll put Oscar Robertson over fucking LeBron. I mean, come on.
See, my Mount Rushmore doesn't even have LeBron because it is Jordan, it is Kobe, it is Kareem, and it is Bill Russell.
Hey, you just keep solidifying me and you being best friends for life because you put Kobe in your conversation. Kobe's my goat. Kobe's my goat. I love me some Kobe. That was my goat. When he died, that was the most devastating celebrity loss I've ever seen. I used to love Michael Jackson, but Kobe dying was even more devastating to me.
Larry Bird is right up there close, but he doesn't have the GOAT conversation for me.
Larry Bird was
The 4
a
people that I
fucking
named,
dick, though.
Yeah, the 4 people that I named on my Mount Rushmore all have conversation. All are in the conversation of being the GOAT.
And they're all point guards.
Hmm?
Anyway, damn it! Like I'm so mad at myself.
Okay,
I had a good
so
argument
I'm sorry.
earlier at the beginning. I had a good point at the beginning of Glory Road here, and then I
So,
just get to look
What
retarded
was-
again
what was
on,
your-
on this
what-
episode.
what
of
was your
Sons of
favorite-
Screens.
what was your favorite episode? What was your favorite? I'm sorry, not episode. What was your favorite scene in Glory Road? Because mine stands out to me. I laugh at it every time. Well, while you think, I'm going to tell you mine.
Okay, thank you.
Mine is whenever Jerry is having some educational issues, and Don Haskins calls his mom to come help him out. And it starts off, you see his mom just strutting down the hallway of the college, and Jerry's just sitting there like having fun and talking to his buddy. And then next thing you know, he's sitting in class and the teacher asks a question, and out from behind he comes, I think it was Jerry. She pops out and says, "My son, Harry, he can answer that question."
Yeah. Yeah.
It was Harry, not Jerry. I'm sorry.
That made me think of my brother because my grandma used to go to my brother's school when he was in middle school because my brother was a dumbass. My grandma literally went to every one of his classes and was that person that called
that
out my
was
brother on every single class.
so so I say that's my favorite scene, but also my favorite scene was KU losing. So like those two are really right there.
Right there. Yeah, unbiased opinion, of course. I just like the coach being a hard ass on the roof when dude's trying to bang Ashley Banks.
Yeah.
That just kept telling me this coach is a fucking dick. It doesn't matter if he's white or black. There's no racist shit in there. He's just kind of a cock ass.
Yep.
And it really didn't change throughout the whole movie. He never fucking softened up like Emilio Estevez or anything like that. He was always a fucking cock.
Right. Well, and like the night before they were playing Kentucky in the final, and he pulled all the guys in there to the arena, and they were sitting on the bleachers, and he's sitting there spouting off all the stuff that the media was saying or whatever that was all negative towards them. The first time I watched this movie, I was sitting there like, is he really telling these guys this the night before the game? And then it obviously went on to where he was like, are you guys tired of this same old bullshit, or is it just me?
All right. So did you like this coach or not? Did you think he was a hard ass, or did you think
He was absolutely a hard ass, but me growing up in sports, I responded best to the hard ass coaches.
when it comes to his racial division being a coach with this whole blacks coming in and being the first starting five of all blacks, which is the conclusion of this movie.
Right. So he decides to.
Do you think that he picked the best players, or was he trying to be somebody that
Well,
was gonna
and
be revolutionary?
it kind of builds throughout the movie that, like, because whenever he comes home and his wife had gotten the note, and it wasn't the first note, and he's like, well, my family is the most important thing to me. How can I protect my family if I don't know if I don't know about these notes? And he says then that this is becoming, it's become more than just basketball. It's become a bigger thing than just basketball.
Yeah,
And whenever,
it took him that long to realize that, which is weird. But
well, but then when it comes to the final game, and he like everybody's saying that they can't win. They're just all talking bad on him. He's like, so here's what we're gonna do. I know you guys have worked your butts off to get here, and I don't want to tell you that you can't play, but we're gonna start the fight. We're gonna play nothing but the black kids. We're gonna make a point, and we're gonna win this game
because they're the best players. That's the thing. Obviously, the other ones disagree and all that stuff, but what I like this movie is what I learned is that black people are better at basketball than white people. for the
Well, we already kind of had a pretty good idea of that, but
yeah. But this is when we first learned it.
But it was also a growing experience for the coach because he was trying to just get them to play fundamental basketball. Well, and then when they went to play
sometimes
Iowa,
fundamental is not the way to go, though. Sometimes fundamental is not the way to go.
And I can't, for the life of me, I can't remember his character's name in this because I always call him Booby Miles. But he was telling coach like, hey, we can't beat these guys playing your way. They're better than us your way. Let us play our way. And he finally gave in and said, you play your way and you play my way. And it worked.
And their way worked. Yeah. Hence the leading into the starting five, the very first starting five black, all black starting five that won a national title where they shouldn't have even been in the tournament, and they beat fucking Kentucky. I mean, I thought that part was fucking cool that they actually won a national title when they weren't even supposed to be like anywhere relevant. That's my favorite part of this movie. That's literally my favorite part of this movie. Because I love me a good old underdog story, whether it's racial shit or not. I just love the Western Texas, aka that ended up being UTEP.
hmm
Fucking won it all over Kansas and Kentucky. Fuck you, Jayhawks. Eat a dick.
I mean, I'm always going to be happy when KU gets knocked out early. But hey, so
Even when
Is-
you're
do
watching
you-
the movie, you're like, "Hey, fuck you, KU. You lost in
Yep.
1960, whatever."
absolutely. So, is there any is there other points in this movie that you want to specifically talk about, or do we want to?
Actually,
Slap
I'll
a
go
review
into
on
my review right now to bring up the topics I want to talk about. I'll
There
do
you
my
go.
review right now. It's a solid flick. Like it. This is a genre that I really like. This is two genres that I love. I love the underdog sports story, and I love the diversity story.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but it's been done many, many, many times. So this movie needs to do something different to stand out
Yeah.
above the crowd. Shout out Goofy Movie. But but I mean, overall of the story though, there was nothing that really like to even reference the movie that we're going to talk about next. They didn't. They had some shit that made just little parts stand out in the movie to make it that much more special. This movie was straight up just a formulaic a movie on either genre, either an underdog sports story or a diversity story or a diverse fucking sports story. It was
Mhm.
very generic and pretty fucking bland, in my opinion.
Okay.
Like we've seen it many times in any other movies for either genre. And like I'm glad that we've had this conversation about this movie this this movie is kind of forgettable for me.
Really?
And I just
Okay.
I proved to myself that it's forgettable because I forgot a lot about the movie until we started discussing it. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that part. Okay, so nothing really stuck into my head until we started talking about it. So that just told me that it was very formulaic. Nothing stood out about it.
Mm-hmm.
So overall, does it withstand the test of time? No, it don't. Do I recommend it? Yes, I do. Just because I love the underdog sports story, let alone the racial story. So I'm gonna straight up meet in the middle and give it a 5.
All right. That's fair enough. I mean, I don't agree, but I respect the opinion.
That's the point of our goddamn podcast, sir.
Yeah. So I am out of beer, so we are going to get my
are we gonna do
review
another pod section?
after we come back.
Okay. And we're back.
All right. So with Glory Road, it was for me. It was a enlightening movie. I mean, all the movies like that have this overall genre. I guess. I think it's its own genre. All of them are pretty enlightening. That not even 50 years ago, people that we are friends with today would have had to go through some of the shit that they're having to go through in these movies.
Mhm.
It's ridiculous. The Cinderella story in basketball, top notch. I love that stuff. The story of a team that shouldn't have came together and been like brothers and did.
Mhm.
Love that stuff too. There was enough comedic relief in this movie that I was laughing through a good portion of it. At the end of the day, for this movie, I ended up giving an 8.5.
8.5, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I really enjoyed this movie. It's definitely rewatchable for me.
All right. Yeah. Well, I love that we had totally different opinions there because it just felt like just your generic by numbers movie here.
But most of these movies,
Nothing about
I am
it stood
going
out
to-
to me.
this is a very big, like a very specific subgenre that
Mm.
I'm probably gonna not rate under an 8. on
It's
any
a
of them.
genre and subgenre. That's the thing. We have the genre of the underdog sports teams going from nothing to something, And then the subgenre is the racial diversity,
Right.
which is But you give it 8.5, huh?
Yep.
All right. Cool.
Well, that's gonna take us into our later chronologically movie. There's a movie that
A little later.
Everybody should-
chronological.
everybody should know. If you don't know, you should go watch any of the other thousands of reviews on this movie because it's an amazing movie.
Remember
The movie
Titans.
is Remember the Titans.
It's a
It
movie
is
that's
also
like,
produced by Jerry Bruckheimer.
good old Terry.
It is also a movie produced by Disney.
Mm-hmm. And they dropped
So,
the N-bomb a
remember
lot in this fucking movie. They dropped
They
that
did.
N-bomb a
So,
lot in this movie.
I'm
It's
gonna
PG.
go ahead and read the synopsis real quick.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna read the synopsis real quick, and then we'll talk about it. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. In 1971,
Mhm.
Virginia high school football was everything to the people of Alexandria. But when the school board was forced to integrate an all-black school with an all-white one, the foundation of football's tradition was put to the test. That's it.
So, generic insert.
So, we could
But this
probably
movie
talk for
stands
hours
out
on this
at a-
movie.
it stands out above the rest. The reason why this movie difference is between Glory Road, because they're literally the same fucking plot. They're the same fucking storyline. The reason
Same
why,
storyline, different events.
right, different sports is pretty much is the difference.
But they are both true stories. They are both really good.
They're both based on true stories. Yes. But what's more enjoyable about Remember the Titans is just the small little moments that you have throughout the movie. Like you have Ethan Suplee doing his fucking Motown shit, singing along with everybody. He was the unity. Like, do you realize the big old fat fuck was the unity of this movie?
He was the first guy that came in, and he was like, "Yeah, I just moved it. Like my dad's in the military. I just moved into town. I heard football, and I came running."
Remind
He
me
didn't care
why
that he was the only white guy in the room.
Right. Why did Pretty Boy kiss Grumpy Pants? I can't remember why he did that.
Batir.
Yeah.
Why
Why did he kiss? That's a felony
me,
assault,
man.
by the way. That's a felony assault, by the way, in modern day times.
Well, I think I considered that comedic relief. Like, and then you got the guy from Scrubs. I can't remember his character's name, but he was like,
Donald
gotta know.
Faison is his actual name.
I'm good either way, but I gotta know. He's like, if you're good, then why do you need to know? If it doesn't matter, then why does it? Then it doesn't matter.
But seriously though, I think I missed that. Why did Pretty Boy kiss Grumpy Pants? I can't remember the character's names. I'm sorry, but
Sunshine.
Sunshine was the pretty boy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why did he kiss Grumpy Pants that ended up being paralyzed? Spoiler alert.
Doesn't matter.
Why do you kiss him though?
Now you're Petey. Anyway,
2025. That's a felony offense. I'm just saying.
So, what was your favorite scene in this movie?
Fucking Ethan Suplee, just fucking uniting everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Like he big old fat boy is the reason why people fucking got together and reunited. I don't care about the relationship and the dorms and stuff like that. The one that brought everybody together is the white boy singing Motown.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that. And I love Ethan Suplee too. He's just fucking amazing. Whether fat or fit.
And he was huge in this movie. I don't think he is anymore.
No,
I think
no,
he had a big turnaround, and I don't know if he's been in many other. He's been in a lot of movies, but I don't know if he's been in many movies.
He's been in Kevin Smith movies and stuff like that. I mean, here's an image of his turnaround after so many years. He's always been the fat guy in so many movies for so many years,
Mhm.
stuff like that. And now he's not in movies anymore because he lost some weight. But this is what he looks like now.
Good
Remember the
grief.
Titans star. Lost 200 pounds. Obviously, you
looks
can
like-
see that he has some saggy skin because he was like a 400-pound person. But he went from Motown, Hobie, Doby, to I'm Buff Daddy.
Yeah, he looks like he'd be teaching Tybo videos or something.
Right? Like he can tell whoever he's dating, tell their dad she calls me daddy now. Like that's what he looks like now. Which kudos to him, man. Could you imagine having to lose all that weight to look like he does right there? That's a lot of fucking work
Yeah,
to look
that-
like
yeah.
that. I'm struggling to just lose 10 pounds. I can't even do that because I can't stop eating and drinking.
Well, that'll do it.
But-
So my favorite scene in this movie is whenever Coach Boone wakes him up at like 3:00 in the morning and says, "We're gonna go for a run," and they end up at like the battle site of Gettysburg, and he basically is telling them, "Hey, you know, everybody out there outside of our camp, if we don't come together now, we ain't coming together at all." And
okay.
it was like the turning point, I feel like it was the crux of the movie. Like this is where that's where it started getting feel good.
Right. There's no secret to where I think Denzel can go fuck himself. I am not a big Denzel
Well,
watcher.
and that was the other
And
thing.
Denzel in this movie is kind of a prick.
I was going to ask you.
Just like Glory Road Coach, he was a prick
Right.
too.
I was going to ask what you felt about Denzel in this movie because I know you hate Denzel. Do you still hate him
Worst?
in this movie?
Most overrated actor. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Like, I like this movie. Denzel kind of deducts.
Well, that's
like maybe it's bias or whatever, but I don't like Denzel. I don't. I don't like Denzel at all.
Fair enough. So, I mean, we could talk about this movie for hours and hours, and I know
and argue about different points, stuff like that. I love how they did the unity. I love the whole white and black singing Motown. I thought that was fucking great.
Yeah.
I just that's what made this movie stand out more than Glory Road did. Glory Road was just paint by numbers. We're going point A to point Z.
Yeah.
There wasn't anything that stuck out about the movie. With this movie, there's a lot of stuff that stuck out. With even just the smallest things, like you got a big old white boy singing Motown, and you got random people fucking singing. The guy that has the punchable face, I'm sorry that he got hit by a car, but
So
really upset about that. Not really.
Well, and that's again where, based on true story, they take liberty with it to make it more dramatic. They had it happen right before the game in the movie.
But then they
in real life, it was
clarified
actually
in the
happened.
credits. Yeah, they clarified it at the end credits on like what happened with everybody. And I love the unity between the two, the black guy and Mr. Punchable Face. And I'm gonna call him Punchable Face because he had a punchable fucking face. Like
He did.
I can't blame. Yeah, like look at his face. Could you really want to punch him?
So every time I watch this movie, I always forget Ryan Gosling's in this movie. He cracks me up.
You know what? I love Ryan Gosling, but fuck him. I don't give a shit.
Who's your favorite character? Because I think mine is Hayden Panettiere.
She is awesome. She is awesome.
She cracks me up.
Pre growing up and being a hello, but she's fucking awesome. She's all in it. But my favorite character, and it's going to be biased because I'm a big Donald Faison fan, but also he kind of got fucked over.
Mhm.
Scrubs guy, Donald
Yeah,
Faison.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, like he kind of got fucked over, but anytime he's in the scene, though, he steals the scene. In my
He
opinion.
does. He
And
did.
then the way he was treated, yeah, and like I think he should have been more involved. Mr. Punchable Face, I think it should have been somebody, a different actor than him, to make it even more extreme. Like I think they should have found a more punchable face than him. It would have been better. But overall, though, yeah, it's a damn good flick. I mean,
Why don't you
constantly
take that as
ask.
a segue into giving your review and a rating.
Okay. So this is where I go. There's many other movies that depict football better than this. There's many movies that depict. Okay, actually, let me correct that. There's many movies that depict football, but there's not many movies that depict football and combining the races together.
Mm-hmm.
Even with
Integration.
Denzel. Yeah, I appreciate this film. It is a very important film, and I can see why when somebody gets asked, what's the greatest football film of all time? And a lot of people say,
Mm-hmm.
Remember the Titans. Remember the Titans. Yeah. Hey, we are the... Yeah. Remember the Titans. Yeah. I almost wore my Titans gear for this tonight. But it did.
Oh my!
But,
You have Titans gear. You fucking.
Oh,
suck.
absolutely. I have pants, sandals, shirts, hats. I got Titans gear out the ass. But
And this is coming from a
I
Cowboys
support
fan,
my
folks.
I support my second team just because the New Jersey Devils are not my first team. They're my second team. Hence why I'm wearing the New Jersey Devils tonight.
I was wondering why that jersey you had.
To show my support of my second favorite teams and leagues. But it is a fantastic film, and it's a film that needs to be seen by everybody. Denzel, I'm glad he's kind of a dick in this movie, and he just stays in his path because he can go fuck himself. He's probably my least favorite actor of all time. But it's no Friday Night Lights. It's no Friday. I prefer Friday Night Lights over this
Friday
movie.
Night Lights is a pure football movie, and it's great as a pure football movie.
Right, but we're talking racial differences.
No,
yeah.
We're talking about Remember the Titans, which is not just a pure football movie.
Right, but it's an underdog story with some racial differences. Why the dude had to get hit by a car, Mr. Grumpy Pants? I don't. That kind of sucked.
Well, that was again playing towards the drama because that didn't happen until after the season in real life.
All right. Overall, though, I honestly give this movie an 8.
All right, fair enough.
That's a high score.
That is a high score. Like, I mean, I am not disappointed in your score, but I am disappointed in your score, if that makes sense. Because this is one of my favorite. This movie for me is on the is on my Mount Rushmore of movies. No, it's yeah. We leaked that last week. This is a Miss Davis for me. Like it is one of my favorite movies of all time. I don't think I need to explain any. Like we've talked about it, and there's
we've covered all points. You give it a perfect 10.
I do.
So when it comes to all sports movies, this is your number one.
I'm gonna have to think on that. I don't know. It's up there. I mean, if we're talking just sports movies, if we're talking football movies, yes, it's
It's
up
over
there. But
any given Sunday. Any Given
Well-
Sunday is the best football movie of all time. Of all the times. Anyways. Anyway,
Yeah.
let's
Well-
let's conclude this episode.
Anyway. So let's why don't we find out what we're going to be watching for next week,
Okay, so
or what we're going to
it's-
be.
Yeah. So next week, we've kind of already discussed, and then during this episode, I learned that you and your beautiful producer wife have both have seen, but we're gonna watch them again because they're in the same. I'm gonna introduce a new category that I want us to do periodically, not every week, obviously, but periodically. We're
Okay.
gonna do original versus remake.
Ah,
Yeah, so we're
Yeah.
gonna do Child's Play, original versus remake.
okay.
They're both streaming on Max. So
think
anybody
I
out
own
there,
both
they're
of them,
both
but all right.
streaming on Max. Well, of course you own them because you fucking buy every goddamn movie somebody tells you to fucking buy. You fucking
No,
buy.
I don't have to have anybody tell me to buy it. I'm probably going to buy it if it looks like something I want to watch.
But we're gonna do some revisit, and then even in that episode, we can talk about how drunk we got watching the first Child's Play.
Oh yeah, there's a drinking game for the original Child's Play, and we
Yeah, we're doing
followed it to
original
the T.
versus yeah, but original versus remake. Because like I think remakes get a bad rep. Like a lot of people think that remakes should not exist at all. Sometimes the remake is better than the original.
Well,
sometimes. So I want this kind of be a random thing. Every once in a while, we'll do original versus remake,
and we can
see
talk about
what's
we
better.
can talk about a remake versus a reboot.
I think the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake is better than the original. That's an example there for you.
Well, I agree, but I haven't seen the original, so
We haven't seen the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Anyways, we're doing Child's Play next week. Original versus remake. Our first original versus remake episode.
all right, I like it. Well, I have been Colonel Whiteside.
I have been Faye Whiteside.
I
We're
didn't
brothers,
realize I
bitch.
adopted you.
Yeah, you did. Yeah,
Well,
you did.
let's be fair, I adopted you a long time ago.
Exactly.
Thank you for joining. If you liked it, subscribe. If you didn't like it, subscribe. If you hate us,
Hold on.
subscribe anyway.
Hey, farmer, will you give us the go fuck yourself?
Oh, yes, that'd be great.
Just flew in from Chicago. Boy, my arm's tired. On that note, remember the Titans. Water is for cowards. And go fuck yourself.
Woo! Yes!